Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to keep up to date with the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Now, we're currently in the interim stages between two live debates, so I'm going to pass over to the live panel so you can enjoy the dulcet tones of whoever is in there while I set up for the next live show.
Hey, Adam, did you ever get your situation with YouTube resolved?
No, we're in that holding period. I've sent the response off our Red and just waiting. They've accepted, recognised they've received it. So I think it's waiting for them to decide whether I have a valid point, and then they'll let me know that, and then if they agree I've got a valid point, then they'll forward on the complaint to the TIG and take it from there. But yeah, just waiting. I suppose about another week, I suppose, something like that.
Okay.
Am I still here?
Yep. Someone shoot a text.
I think it just cut out when he.
Chucky, are you there a sec?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. I just sent you a picture, bro, in Skype. It's an image Zach's sent me of a rainbow. Just have a little look, see what you think.
All right, give me a few seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. But most importantly, if you'd like to join this discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching. Then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we have a fairly full Discord server, but joining us on the Google panel is the Adam Meakin, The Plain Truth, Ranty Flat Earth, Physics Warrior, Paul, Flatzoid, Chocolate Sane, Arwin, and 10th Man. Very good to have you all.
Good to be here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good day, good everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. And we'll also say hello to everyone in Discord. Good to have you all.
G'day, g'day.
Very good to have you all. So, any signs of Earth curvature?
Nope.
None.
None whatsoever.
Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
No,
I don't feel it.
no, not a lot. Zilch, that's the big O. Not a sausage, not a drop, not the tiniest spot, nothing whatsoever at all.
What's that?
Excellent. What about scientific evidence of gravity?
Scientific evidence of what?
Gravity. Scientific evidence thereof.
Nope.
Nah.
Nah.
No scientific evidence.
Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Can't measure it.
Where's Alvin gone? Arwin! There is no distance to the sun. I can't do a Dutch accent.
It sounded more Transylvanian.
That's what I was going for. That was the closest thing. Picturing him in a cape with fangs.
There is no distance to the sun.
There is no distance.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. So, any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
Zero.
Nope.
Not even a mantle.
About the R value, any evidence of Earth radius?
No.
Only presupposed.
No, just further confusion that there is no R value. It changes now, apparently.
Well, in that case, last but by no means least, is there any evidence that you can have gas pressure without the necessary antecedent of a container?
No.
No.
Oh, win!
Don't fall in.
No, but seriously though, Arwin, is there any evidence of the distance to the sun?
That's even theoretically impossible.
Is it working?
It's a science fiction mind
Oh,
twist.
you didn't turn it on yet.
Oh, I've got physics.
So we don't even know if it worked.
Just pop physics on mute. Sorry, say again, Arwin.
It's technically and theoretically impossible. Like, it's absurd. Yeah, any comparison that would be proper would be with something absurd. I don't know, like trying to
Simple no would have done.
like trying to erase a pencil with a pencil eraser, like the literal pencil.
I mean the pencil eraser that stuck to the end of it.
Or that.
Excellent.
I
Well,
have
that
something
concludes.
to present if everybody's...
I was going to say, Ranty, I can see you hovering with your screen presented. That concludes the housekeeping, though. Thank you, everyone, for taking part. Didn't hear much from Discord, but nonetheless, thank you all. Right, Ranty, ready when you are.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, this was one of the most famous videos for flat Earth for globe earthers, and it was Wolfie6020, and he put this video out claiming Earth curvature. I'm just going to show you the results of his two tests. So this is his results. The image here is the image taken from the low elevation, and obviously the other image behind it is the image taken from a high elevation of about 30 meters. Now, it was interesting that I decided to look into this simply because some other people have actually started putting new videos out about this particular observation. So I've decided to take a quick look at it, and I'm not going to play much of the video, but he's set his tripod up here. It looks to be around about 2 feet in elevation. I'll just put that on pause a second, and there's the shoreline. Now he says that he's 2 meters above sea level. First and foremost, I'm gonna claim that that's just total nonsense. It looks to me no more than 3.5 feet or so above actual sea level. You can see that. Anyone that's not blind is going to see that for a fact that it isn't 2 meters. No way. Right, so that's first and foremost. So this is his lower elevation one that he's claimed. And obviously, we've got the high elevation. Now, if we go to Google Earth, we've got a whole bunch of data points here that I can go and I can get data from those days. So I've decided to look into the wave and swell heights on this particular day. And what do you know? It was the 16th of June, 2017. We don't have a time for the time that he actually did the observation. It's very unclear, although it does it looks either very early morning or late evening. Now, considering that he put the video out and it appears that he's still working on it in the middle of the day, I'm going to say it's probably in the morning, although it's difficult to get an accurate time because he's not told me that. But this is the height of the waves at the time. So this is the wave height, 16th of June, from 7:50 in the morning up till, let's say, midday, 12 o'clock, 11:50. What we have here is we have a 2.44 meter wave height, 2.33, 2.46 meter wave height. So that's telling me that the height in feet is about 9 feet. The wave height is about 9 feet. So when he's looking out and doing this observation over here, from 12.5 miles looking to Rottnest Island, and he says it's proof of curvature, I don't see that at all, because the wave height is higher than where his tripod is at the shoreline. So his tripod is set to, he's guessing, now he's very clear that it is just a guess of 2 meters. I'm going to also guess that it's way less than 2 meters, but in any event, we have 9 feet waves out to sea. So when he's looking out at this observation and he's panning across and he comes to his, what he claims, where is it? You just have to bear with me. He claims it as perfect globe proof on over here. I'm just going to pause it. I don't see that. I see that he's looking above the waves. The waves are higher than his tripod, and that's what the blockage is. The blockage certainly isn't earth curve. It's actually waves. And that can be backed up. Anybody can go and find this data. All they need to do is click a few links, down a few spreadsheets, and they'll come up with this. And this is the data that was there at the time. 2.4 meter high waves in the foreground.
Out of interest, we've got somebody that's on, a man on the, what's it called, foreign correspondent or whatever, okay. Mind Warped, who's in that area, right?
Yep.
What's the height today?
Oh, I'd have to go through and download a whole bunch of stuff to get that data. I can probably look it up, but it'll take me a good 10-15 minutes.
I didn't expect you to have it off the top of your head, because I realised that when you said way back when, because I didn't realise this was a... You probably did say this is from way back when. I probably wasn't paying attention. Yeah, excellent presentation, Ranty. Is there anything more to add?
Basically, yeah, he's debunked all that claim from 2 years ago that this is absolute proof of earth curve. There's nothing of the sort. You know, these wave heights, these 9-foot wave heights in the foreground are going to cause 4.5 feet of blockage in front of him. So if his tripod, and I'm saying his tripod is absolutely set less than 2 meters, absolutely less than 2 meters. I mean, you can see it. A blind person can see that. And yeah, I mean, there we go. We'll just go back to just show you again. His tripod's set to 2 feet. And look, the water's just down here. It's just a slope. It's a tiny little slope. There's no more than another couple of feet down to the shoreline there, you know, and the waves are higher than him. He's debunked. End of story.
Hey, Ranty, mate. First of all, I love you, fella.
Yeah, bravo.
That is wicked work, and you have debunked him, but mate, you couldn't have done it 2 years ago, because the reason he's debunked is all the hard work you've put in and the evidence you've demonstrated in terms of the effect. And obviously that's a beautiful nail in the coffin, that spreadsheet. But it's reliant on your work for that spreadsheet to mean anything, mate. So congratulations, fella. That's
impressive
proof of your work.
Thanks very much. Well, it's the amplitude of the wave. The amplitude of the wave will be higher than the shoreline here. So where this wave is just lapping up on the shoreline, any amplitude on the wave is going to be higher than where that is there, where my cursor is right now. So if we've got 9-foot waves out in the distance, 4.5 feet of that will be amplitude, which is physical blockage. Physical blockage will be blocking his view of that island. And it looks to me very clearly, because he does even estimate it, he's very clear that he's estimating that he is lower than 2 meters. Absolutely.
Ranty, can you take a still shot of him taking a picture of his camera again to see the height?
I'll just play. There he is. He's actually hovering over it. He shows it in a different video where he actually lowers it down and it plonks on the floor. It looks to me like it's about a 2 meter tripod.
No, just
a 2-foot tripod. Sorry. Yeah.
Just get it to where it's clear, and there you go, right there. So 2 meters is 6.5 feet.
Yes.
So how tall is this guy?
Well, if he said 6 feet, I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Well, look at the angle of the picture of his camera.
Oh, he's well above. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, well spotted. Well spotted, 10th man. Yeah, he's looking right down on it.
So he's absolutely lower than 2 meters. He says 2 meters. I don't believe that for a second. And this spreadsheet is just the final nail in the coffin. This is the total wave height. The green one, the first one is the swell, and the second one over here is the sea. So we have obviously total wave height, swell, and sea in the first column.
Bravo. Very well done.
No worries. And thanks, Adam. Thanks, I do. It's nice for you to have said that. Actually, I do appreciate that.
No, it's spot on, mate. That's
awesome work, brother.
Yeah. That date is useless as a rebuttal without particularly the work on amplitudes that you've highlighted and discovered. And what's more impressive, mate, is the way you're able to. You've got the know-how now to go back, time travel, and pull that data so you can actually analyze. Like I say, what was quite a well-known ball earth proof and touted, and if it's getting brought up again, mate, that's nice. You're going to slap it back down with style.
Well, I got in touch with the Australian marine, whoever they deal with. I got in touch with them anyway, and they gave me a few links to download the data from. So I had to download it and then extract it in WinRAR, etc., and upload the data, and it's all there. I mean, you can find it. They've got it for all that entire region. So I could pull it up for any date now, going back as far as 1990, I think. All good. So what about you, Adam? Did you get that copyright strike removed?
No, I was just saying in the break, we're just in that holding time. I think waiting for YouTube to make their decision first, and then how long does it take, Nathan? About a couple of weeks, isn't it? I think first.
I think you get like from the time it gets submitted to them by YouTube, which can take up to a week, in my experience. They then get 10 days to respond. So it can drag out quite a lot, actually. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, it goes.
Are we going to hear from Anthony, or is he having trouble getting on because the panel's full?
He hasn't been on at all today, so I don't know.
Shout out to him for Farmer Boy.
May as well
plug, rest in peace, Farmer Boy.
May as well plug the Iron Realm Media channel and your show Friday, Adam. So Friday, I'll start it off. So Friday the 7th, check out Iron Realm Media. Adam, what's on the docket?
You know, all I know is the guys have got on TFR in the morning at 10 o'clock UK time. They're going to have Damascus on again because he's somebody Walt's known for a while. It was a good chat with him on last Friday night, and then Friday night I haven't got a clue, because all the boys were busy yesterday when we normally meet up, so we're not meeting up till tonight. So I think there's a couple of, there's one bit which I want to show, which we'll probably discuss, which is this rainbow picture I've just sent you, Nathan. I don't know if you
yeah, by the way, that was an awesome picture, man.
Yeah, Zach's taken this. See if can I screen share, Nathan?
I can stick it up for the audience eyes only if you want.
You could have it now.
You know what you're talking about, though. You can screen share. Oh, yes, you've got it up. That saves me the job.
Got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
So Zach's taken this, and we appear to have what's not unheard of, a double rainbow. And I didn't pay much attention. Then he said, "No, look properly." And if you look at it, the much faded outer rainbow is actually a mirror image. The spectrum's reversed.
I can't see. I'm completely colorblind.
Yeah, well, trust me, it's very faint, but the first one goes red down to blue from outside to inside, and it's reversed on the other one. It's very faint, but you can see
I
that the red
can
is on
just
the
about make
inside.
that out. Yes, I do see that now. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and also in the inside rim, you've got much lighter skies and like much more cloudy, darker skies on the outside edge. Like literally the defining line of those two different sky textures is that first rainbow that you're saying is mirrored inside the dark section.
Maybe, or it to me it just seems like the rainbow is just incredibly broad, but the most visible part is at the center. Like the rest is diffusing or refracting, like overexposure.
I think what Adam is saying is that the arc matches the first one that's clearly seen, but the second one is inversed where the colors are switched. Is that right, Adam?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is exactly what Guy Mass, our flat earther from Israel, was talking about a couple of weeks ago.
No, I can't. I
Hold on.
can't really.
Sorry,
tell.
Arwen.
It looked green on the outside.
Yeah.
Go on. What you have to summarize for the audience, 10th man.
Well, Guy Mass came on the show. He has the Israeli Flat Earth channel, so to speak, and he listens to this show. He had props out for Quantum Eraser, and then he brought up the rainbow exactly like Adam is, and he says, yeah, it's not just one, but a double. And he was referencing the Hebrew scriptures about the dome, which is the firmament in Genesis, where this whole second day of creation, God made something called the firmament, which is a hard object, a dome. So for us here on the show, we refer to it as a container. Guy used the Hebrew and said it's rakia, which comes from the root word raka, which is a hard, solid substance. So this is very cool because he didn't have this picture, but Adam shows exactly what he's talking about, the double rainbow. And the shape of the rainbow is reflecting off of the container.
Okay.
If it was a double rainbow, I would expect the spectrum to be the same. So that's my confusion. It's the fact that we've got that. It's almost like a mirage. It's like a mirror image.
Well, that's what he was saying. What Guy was saying, and I haven't done this myself, but just remembering the show, he's saying that when you see the first rainbow that's more visible, that's coming down towards us, we see the colors. But it's also bouncing off of the dome or the firmament again. And so that's what's causing that. So he's saying it's the light bouncing again off of something. That's what he was saying.
Excellent. Did you say Zach took this?
Yeah.
Shout out to Good Times for All. GUDTIMS 4ALL. Good Times for All. Great picture. Anybody else got anything to add? Because I can see Ranty with something looking very serious down in that corner.
I've shown double rainbows live on air here with my webcam.
Indeed you have. Check out the Early Bird show with Arwen. Ranty, are you just coincidentally scrolling through stuff, or did you want to share something? You're on mute at the moment, Ranty.
So I was. Yeah, you wanted to know what the swell and the wave heights were for today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so yeah, it's just here right now, 6th of June 2019. We have the sea, which is a 2.73 meter with a swell of 2.94 meter. Swell, the amplitude of that will be half, which is basically 1.5 meters or 4.5 feet. So if you're stood at the shoreline and you're holding the camera at 4.5 feet, essentially you're at sea level. The water out to shore the waves will be the same height as your camera and your feet at the shoreline.
That's today.
So, sorry?
That's today. He's not actually here, but my reason for asking was because of Mind Warped, but I'm sure you realise that, right?
Right, okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you for looking at
and then obviously we've got a significant wave height, and bearing in mind that the significant wave height which is given, which is just beneath 4 meters, 1 in 8 of these waves will be higher than the significant wave height given. So if it says here it's a 4 meter significant wave height, 1 in 8 of those will be higher. Now, bearing in mind that these wave reports are for boats and not for observations, so it's just so that if a mariner's out to sea and on a boat, they can expect a 4 meter significant wave height. But to expect that 1 in 8 of these waves will be higher than that given. But for observational purposes, you must include the higher wave height because you'll be looking across thousands of waves as doing an observation. So if the significant wave height is 4 meters, you can probably add another 0.5 meter on or so, being that 1 in 8 of those waves will be higher. and you need to input that data for your observational purposes.
Excellent. Thank you very much for looking that up.
No worries.
Shame it's not as relevant as if Mindwarp was actually here, but yeah, nonetheless, I'm sure he'll be watching or hopefully be informed, and he'll whatever he does with the information is entirely up to him, of course, but we'll see. Cool.
Coolio. So, when you do the 1980 streams, I noticed that a lot of people seem to drop off on the second show. Do you think you promote it enough and let people know that you do a second show immediately after the first show ends?
No, I intentionally don't. Quite the opposite.
Okay.
So I want this show to go out to a more limited audience. So the idea is that when this live show finishes, so there's 113 people watching, right? Well, you're they're the hardcore flat Earth debate. I hate to use this word, but fans, if you will. Doesn't matter what side of the argument. They're keen to watch, right? And they therefore know, and they found their way here anyway. Well, good for them. When the show finishes live, it's switched off. So I don't necessarily, I don't spam the chat going, share the show, share the show. I'll do that when it goes out a bit later, probably in 12 to 18 hours time. I forget what, I haven't got my schedule sheet in front of me. But whenever this goes out on Nathan Oakley 1980, it's essentially going out for the first time because only a limited audience of very keen people who may or may not want to watch it again with the pre-show and after-show strapped on when it goes out on Nathan Oakley. So it's designed to allow me to have ballbusters, because it means I can then spread out the way that the show gets published on the main channel. And then on a Saturday, rather than doing the debate, I can have a live and do ballbusters, and then there's still a show left over to put out on Sunday.
Okay.
And it's good when we get the after show, because I pissed my sides last night. It was a fantastic after show yesterday, the Plane of Walk one, mate.
I got a lot of stick for that. Too much swearing.
Plane of Walk.
Too much swearing, lack of sleep. I had a long-winded discussion with several people about it, including my wife, and it's like, I want to make excuses and go, look, I'm really tired, I've got a newborn baby in the house, so I was very agitated, and Plane of Walk's a prick, and all these excuses, but really there's no excuse. So while I'd love to take the compliment, I watched it with a heavy heart, the after show, because I was swearing at him so much. I'm
kind of numb to your swearing, mate. It's a bit like watching a Cockney movie. You get used to it after a while, and you can tune out and just focus on the actual content as opposed to.
Oh, great! That makes me feel so much better. It was like watching a Cockney movie. I'm just going to go on mute. And
it's everything's got an expletive precursor in it, does it? Do you know what I mean? So that's fine. Like I say, to me, it didn't disrupt the dismantling.
Also, ballers will call us every name in the book and never say it's wrong. At least we go, you know what? We got caught up in the moment. We're wrong. We shouldn't have said it. They'll never say that. They'll be like, oh, you deserve it.
What you show? Oh wow! Now I know what you're showing.
There was a bit though, Nathan. Exactly. I've just seen the boat myself that I was screaming at the TV because Ranty was there. Just pull up Panda Boat, so he could, because he was struggling with the rate of compression.
Well, this is new, man. This is like, oh, come on, we've got to give it a name. I can never think of one quick enough, and someone else gets there. God damn it! Ranty's just thrown this up without any prompting, and now I can't. I'm completely blank.
It's a bit like a duck boat.
No, it's like gulping. It's like frog boat. Look, it's got a wide mouth and it's gulping.
Gulpy.
I'm going to call that frog boat. Frog boat, come on.
Yeah, this is frog boat.
Yeah.
Yay! I got to name one. Yes.
This was filmed today, and clearly it's not behind the Earth curve at all. It's not bouncing in and out of Earth curve. It's just the optical effect of this inferior mirage as it goes across the swell. It wasn't very swelly today. I think the swell in this location was around about 1 foot, so it's it's hardly anything really. Bit of waves. That's a 16-foot boat as well. Sorry.
How about Pac-Man boat?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a Pac-Man boat.
I'm going to relinquish frog boat now. It's got that wide. I'm happy for you to take that one. It's better. Pac-Man boat. Yeah, I'm good with that. 10th man, you can have it.
Waka waka waka.
Wagga wagga. Yeah, look at that. Wagga 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 wagga.
It's biting into the mirage.
Well, it was short-lived, but I'm happy to relinquish that to you, 10th Man. Pac-Man boat, that's priceless.
Actually, Arwen and I thought about it at the same time, so we'll share that.
We were just on the same wavelength.
And the thing is, this is a 16-foot high boat, so you know we're losing half of it every second or so, and then it's being shown again. So we're losing it, we're getting it, we're losing it, we're getting it, and it's all just down to a little bit of waves and the inferior mirage. Pretty cool. Pac-Man boat, like it.
Can you leave it playing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can leave it playing, but I don't always film. I'm not always filming that. I'm filming other stuff too. So if you're quite happy to watch the whole lot, that's fine.
Definitely, yes, please.
The very first time I went out and shot the Anacap Islands, I got a similar image with a fishing boat that was out.
Crazy, innit? The optical effects over water.
Camera
but one thing's for sure,
like swimming in a mirror.
What camera?
To me, it just looks like it's swimming in a mirror.
This
P1 calls it.
Is this P1000 or P900 footage, Renty?
Oh yeah, this is P1000. Yeah, so it's filmed in 4K, and I have uploaded it to my channel, so it's on there if people want to download the video themselves and have a look. But what's interesting is I've just noticed now actually is in the background we have the chimney spots over in Barrow-in-Furness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that when I watched it this morning.
And it would appear that the inferior mirage is much higher up because you can just about see it here. And obviously all the lower lying buildings are hidden behind that, behind the inferior mirage. But I think the chimney, it's very high up, isn't it? Considering, you know, that it's supposed to be behind Earth curve from this distance. Don't you think that's kind of funny that it's supposed to be behind Earth curve, yet we're seeing it?
I struggle to conceptualize it as a sphere now, so that proportionately is perfect, right? That's how it should be. It's flat between you and that boat in the near foreground. The chimneys go up slightly higher than it relative to the line of the water. It's proportionately perfect. I mean, obviously and observably flat, but to kind of, I really do struggle to go, well, what would it be like on a bloody sphere? It's like, what? I genuinely struggle with it these days. But if you see that, if you see the conceptualization of it in a sphere model as laughable, I'll take your word for it. But I ain't laughing because I can't do it anymore.
I'm quite the distance actually today because I'm much further away than normal. I can show you. I'll just show you where I am on Google Earth actually. Let's just. Hopefully, I'll end up back where I need to be. Yeah, so I'm quite the distance today. So let me bring this up on here. So it's between North Pier and Central Pier. So that would have been right here. So let's do some distances, shall we? Approximately 100 meters out from the wall. So let's get some distances to that tower. What we're at 19 miles now. Still going. 21.5 miles. Oh, this is where are we? These chimney pots are right here, I think, or in this general vicinity. I haven't looked at these for a while, so you'll have to bear with me. They're in this location anyway. That's all I can say. So we're looking at about 21.5 miles to those chimneys. Elevation approximately 10 feet above sea level.
The thing that I've thought about when I look at I was looking at some footage that I had this morning too, and if you think about the apparent horizon line, and then the distance, like I would like to see two boats, one right on the apparent horizon, and then your leapfrog boat in the distance, so that we can know what the distance is between those two, because the image that I was watching this morning, for me, I had a freighter going along the apparent horizon line, and it was obscured, so you couldn't see the whole thing. So all you could see was the captain's deck at the back, and then at the bow, you could see some indicator. It would look like, I don't know, some kind of antenna, right? So, but it was below the horizon line. So the question then becomes, well, where is that apparent horizon line? Because if you think about it from an orthographic view, the distance required for that boat to be obscured by the bulge of water, you know, would have to be proportionate to the distance between the apparent horizon and the actual physical location of that boat. And as I watch those images, I can just work it out logically that it doesn't. You would have to, the boat would have to be farther away than it really is in order for that much of the boat to be gone. But we would need a second boat on that horizon line.
Well, I've got plenty of double boats imagery with two inferior mirages, one in the foreground boat and one on the one behind. And you can clearly tell that it's not Earth curve where the inferior mirage is, because it's higher up on the boat in the background. And I believe it was about 8 miles away, the furthest boat, and most of that was missing, you know, if not all of it. It shouldn't have been.
Right. Well, that's what I think. That's what I'm saying, that it's 8 miles away and you've got the majority of the boat missing, that it doesn't match up.
Oh no, this was a big boat. I mean, you're talking 100-foot high boat, this, and my elevation was around about 6 feet above sea level. So there was no way that that boat should have even been hidden at all, even if you took into account Earth curve. But 2/3 of the boat, if not more, were missing. So there was at least 70 foot hidden of the boat behind the inferior mirage at a distance of 8 miles. It's, you know, impossible.
Hey, Nathan, you were saying earlier, trying to see it like a sphere. There's videos online about tuna towers on fishing boats. One that's labeled Tuna Tower View. It is so interesting because they take a wide angle lens. And if everything they were telling us about our reality was a ball, that's how the picture would look. I'm gonna see if I can send one clip of it that I took a snapshot on my phone to the Skype channel. Maybe you could put it up.
Let me know when it comes through on Skype and I'll stick it up.
Yeah, there also appears to be a lot of distortion when there's ever these inferior mirages around. You know, you never get a clear image of anything. You know, I mean, the boat, you couldn't focus it for love nor money. You know, that's the best you could get. And it's not like last year. I think I say on the video, like last year, I'd had perhaps 30 days up to, you know, where I've been able to see really, really good visibility. You know, this year we've had maybe 1 or 2 days that have just been acceptable, and the rest of it's just had inferior mirages and mist for the first 4 months. Can you believe it? Yeah, this inferior mirage, it's killing my observations this year, unfortunately.
Okay, it should be up, Nathan.
Hey, give me a minute. The back of a boat, yeah? 10th man?
Yeah, that's from the tower looking down.
I haven't quite got it framed correctly. Did you want the really warped lens effect?
No, that's the way it came, because they're using a wide angle lens. That's the way it should look like if they're right?
No, sure, but it's just not framed to show it really nicely. Is that critical to what you wanted to show?
No, just show it. I think people could see it, because if you go to the video, you'll see right from the port as they're leaving, everything's got the same curve. But
is that what you want to show?
Yeah, I sent it to Skype because it was referencing when you were saying...
Not the picture. Just listen. The curve isn't showing because it's not framed nicely.
Oh, I see. What do you want me to do?
Nothing. I'm just saying, My question is, does it need to be seen?
That's up to you.
Oh, you're the one asking me to present it. Is that critical to the point you're making with this picture?
No, I was just responding to where I thought, because I was walking in and out of the room and you were talking about how it's hard for you to imagine that curve on the water. So I said, oh, this would be a good one to show.
So it is critical. Hold on.
No, I mean, it's just completely Narnia.
All I was trying to say is I've got to resize the picture in order to get it to actually fit with that curve that you're trying to show. When I just expand it to full screen, it actually cut off the curve that you're trying to illustrate for your point.
Sure, sure.
There you go, on screen for the audience.
Oh, and just a side note before you guys carry on. I found the tower. It's 21.7 miles away.
You want to present it? I can't see with this on my other screen that's presenting to the
audience. Sorry, I thought you were still presenting.
I've just got a picture of this curve at the moment, so do I need to put you back on, Ranty?
Yeah, one sec.
You're not screen sharing anyway, FYI.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, so here's the tower. There's the tower, and there's my line measure. So if I put the properties in and I go to the measurements, we've got 21.7 miles. So there's the tower there. I wasn't far off. I thought it was slightly down here when I showed 21.5, but it's just there. That's some distance, Nath.
Sure is. Flat as a pancake.
Where's Tony?
I don't know, to be honest. That killed that conversation.
It did. It did. I don't know what to say.
Thank you for presenting.
Well, we've already debunked Wolfie this, I mean, been quite a good stream already.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if there's meat still left on those bones, why not pick it off?
Pick the bones off of it. Yeah. There's no way he was 2 meters above sea level. Who was it who said, was he standing over the tripod?
10th man.
10th man. Nicely spotted there.
Funny because it was obvious when she said it, right?
Yeah.
Not hearing much from the Discord server. Obviously no objections to anything that's been said from anybody who wants to join.
Yeah, well, these globe heads know that we're onto him now, you see.
Fairly calm couple of shows. The person who's had the most stick was Spurs.
Yeah. Is he still here, Spurs?
No, doesn't look like it. It feels like one of those calm little moments before a storm ensues, though, doesn't it?
Be nice. Be nice if somebody wanted to challenge this this data that I was able to pull up from Rottnest Island. Be nice if somebody could actually jump on and try and challenge me on that and say that, oh no, it's Earth curve. Wolfie actually filmed Earth curve, and then I can hit them with the data that shows that his tripod was lower than the wave heights out to sea, which was causing the blockage in the lower part of the island. Nice if somebody'd come in and challenge me on it.
You not want to have a little poke of the bear?
I have poked him. I asked him, I basically said I'm getting ready to present a video on his video. And then he went into, well, you need to stop looking at my stuff and start working out flight maps. Why don't you work out flight maps? And I'm like, I'm not looking at flight maps right now. I'm working on observations, and you've got a good one out there, and you know, I'm just going to look into it. What date did you take the video, mate? Yeah, well, what about flight times? So I think he knew what was going to come. I think he knew, he was expecting something to be released about it.
Well, the fact he immediately red herringed you is just right. You were announcing something that you were doing, right? Present tense.
Yeah. I'll have to find the comment. Let me see if I've got it. If I've got it up here.
Oh, you've learned well from Anthony. Yes, that's how you poke the bear. Okay.
Hang on, where's it gone? Right. I'll have to find the exact video.
I was just gonna say, Ranty, you have been learning from Riley. See that?
Is Wolfie a reasonably well-respected priest? I don't know Wolfie that well.
Well, his channel's blown up recently. I think he got promoted off Simon Dan, and also that other guy that did the flight plan thing and put a challenge out, £10,000 or something ridiculous. And Wolfie took him up on it, and then that got a lot of people interested in his channel. So I think like a few months ago, he only had like 10,000 subscribers. Now he's got like 70.
Only?
Well, you know, in comparison to what he has now.
Amazing. So he's far more popular than this channel. I'm amazed.
Yeah, he's the guy that keeps pushing the equatorial mounts down on everybody's throats.
Of course, they've got to beg the question.
Yeah, try explaining that to a glober.
If we assume the Earth is a ball, then my equatorial mount will demonstrate that the stars go under the Earth. The stars go under the Earth. Look, watch my equatorial mount. Therefore, the Earth is a sphere. So they're always the same. They're always affirming the consequent, begging the question.
Yeah, I'd love to see those
stars go under the Earth?
How about actually showing stars beneath eye line at great height?
Yeah.
I'd like to see a demonstration of that.
Yeah, I'd like to see stars under my own arse as well, Arwen. They won't.
Yeah, but even just slightly, because we see the stars basically at above our eye levels, right? So if that's supposedly around the globe, then show us stars beneath our eye level.
Yeah, beneath our ass.
Any setting.
Yeah, I want to see antipodal stars too. Unless we assume we travel to the antipode position on a sphere, or to put it another way, beg the question that we're on a sphere, we don't experience travelling over a curve when we travel those distances. We just see the stars above us. We just have to assume, or beg the question, that they're under our own arse at this particular moment. Well, no, I've never experienced stars under my own arse. But if you beg
the one
question,
thing I can't get them to try and understand is you're observing stars. It's stars moving. How can you try and put that into effect to say it's the Earth moving when you can clearly see it's stars moving?
Because when we were kids, somebody told us fantastic stories about it. That's what that is.
But just,
you want to see the comment?
With only those references, you couldn't tell the difference between the two, though, and they've just picked the latter. You're not going to be able to tell without a third reference point which one's which. But other than the fact that we don't experience anything in regards to a travel, you know, we don't feel any forces, we don't experience any changes in speed. Shout out to Ute. He says we don't cover this enough. Speed changes that we don't experience. You know, we're blatantly motionless. But from the perspective of just saying, well, us versus the stars, which one's moving? Well, you could argue for either. Obviously, they do.
Going to present my screen, Nate?
Of course.
I've got his responses up, and it's quite telling, actually.
Oh, great, poking the bear. On you go.
Yeah, so I literally just put date of observation, and that was it, you know, question mark. And immediately he's on the defensive. So he goes, I was in Perth for a month and made several videos while there. So I would say it was on the date of the video was published, or perhaps the day before. Now, I've checked back on his channel, and it was the day before. So that's how I was able to bring up the data anyway. Can I ask when you guys will tackle the bigger problem facing Flat Earth? E.g., not one flat earther can show me a flight plan that works based on a flat earth. Don't take this personally, but there is no point keep showing us observations over tiny distances that work fine on a globe anyway and are easily debunked. Literally, this is his video of a tiny observation, right? And he's saying don't take it personally, but there's no point showing us observations. Anyway, when will one of you be ready to show me a real flight plan that works? I have been waiting for 2.5 years and not one flat earther can do my simple challenge. So, I mean, he must have known exactly what I was looking into his observation for, because immediately he goes on to explain that observations mean nothing, yet this is his observation. It's just funny. So,
I love it.
So who are you talking about here?
Wolfie.
Wolfie, 6020.
Wolfie, he's your typical dumbass baller. You know, is about as sharp as Gimp Panda and his birds humping natural experiment. I dispatched Wolfie 6020 probably about 2.5 years ago, periodically over the past 3 years. I'd jump on his channel and pummel all his friggin' miscreant cronies too. They're friggin' morons. Have one of them come on here and defend their horse shit. Bring that equatorial mount on here.
I've asked them to come on, they don't.
So I was poking the bear a little bit, and
poking the bear.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke the bear.
Retard.
Well, while I might have agreed with you, he's got an unbelievable number of subscribers now, and as a YouTuber, I'm keen for that, John. Sorry if that's.
We already know how those subscribers go, and the number of subscribers or the number of upvotes or downvotes doesn't mean jack shit.
Subscribe today.
I think he's been listening to you, John, because he's put it in here. Flat Earther struggles with 3rd grade maths. Where did you get that from?
Well, mathematics isn't physics. It's not science. For crying out loud. Hey, can anyone show me the Nobel Prize for mathematics?
Oh yeah, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. This is how he's going to big himself up, right? So basically, listen to this, right? He's basically saying, he's talking about you, Nathan. He actually has a go at you. Do you want to listen to this?
I don't mind. Poke the bear away.
It's put, I don't waste my time listening to the Flat Earth debate because it's a load of nonsense. The guy pumps out videos daily and still only has 3 million total views. His videos only get 1 to 2,000 views. That is pathetic. Now, bearing in mind that this guy with awful content, who literally is like a very mediocre globehead, just got his position with his 70,000 subscribers from a campaign to promote him from within the Globe Earth side. It wasn't like he earned his position, his 70,000 subscribers. People just jumped on the bandwagon and subscribed to him. And that's the only reason he has this many subscribers.
Why are we even talking about this?
Well,
okay,
break
the argument down. Break his argument down. The Earth is a spinning ball-tard space monkey because I have numbers.
Yeah,
that's
this is the cool part.
Right? Yes, hold on. That's correct, John. So essentially, there's a conflict of interest here. So, number one, what Ranty's saying, I actually approve of. So good for you, Wolfie. As much as Ranty's tried to turn that into a negative, kudos.
I'm not saying that's whatever. What I'm saying is, what he's putting in here is he's bigging himself up and trying to put everybody else down, including myself, saying, look at my channel, not even 250,000 total views,
Who
right?
cares?
So, yeah, I know this. But what I'm saying is, he's using his subscriber base as a way to try and belittle the work that I'm going to do and how I'm going to expose his Rottnest Island observation, for instance. So he's trying to put himself up as a bigger celebrity kind of thing over any kind of work that I've put out or Nathan's putting out, etc. And this is the narcissism that goes along with this type of personality. Because literally, I only asked him the date of the observation, and already he was on one, literally immediately. And then he goes into this: I have so many million views, blah blah. I have so many subscribers. You have no views, no subscribers.
Yeah, we already heard it. We already heard it, Ranty. We already heard it. We got it. All right. It's a fucking moron argument. Why go over it again?
Because I want to.
Yeah, it's an appeal to consensus fallacy. But there is just a Ranty also is a YouTuber. I hope you don't mind me labelling that your way. So there is a conflict of interest, but ultimately speaking, overarchingly, I agree with John. It's like, who cares? This is a crap argument. And you're right, that's the point. All Ranty's doing is highlighting his crap argument, John.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
So, anyone see any drop lately?
No rebuttals to it either. Me saying that there is no rebuttal has now become kind of like their red herring rebuttal. Because they go, you say there's no rebuttal. It's his new favourite word. Yeah, that's right, because it's true. There is no rebuttal, unfortunately. There is no drop. There's no demonstrated drop, but you have to tell us a square is a circle. Beautiful. It's epic. I love it.
Yeah, I went on there looking for, I usually don't look through the comments of the Ballbusters videos because, you know, the troll count. But I was legitimately looking for an actual argument. I mean, I went through each comment. No, not like the Baltards do. Oh, there's no argument to my position. No, I went through each one looking for some type of legitimate argument. None. 90% were ha 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 laughing or talking about a different subject, right? Nothing about the particular subject. Just ad homs and your regular spinning ball space monkey drivel, you know, but no arguments. There's none there. Go in there, go to the video and look through the comments. Somebody pull one out, all right? And we'll go over it. You don't have to do it now. But at some point, go through there, pull out what you think is a legitimate argument, and we'll go over it step by step.
Well, there was one guy that formulated a logical fallacy of begging the question into it, but basically the way he formulated it could almost be called an argument in the respect that he was saying the original datum for the measurements is based on a sphere. In other words, they're using the geoid. You should be using the geoid. And
the
I
geoid.
said, well, the geoid, yeah. So
yeah.
My reply was like, okay, so you've almost formulated an argument. You've told me that I've not begged the question correctly. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't beg the question correctly and assume that square was a circle because there's a little bit of text saying this is based on a circle.
Well, have a spinning ball space monkey jump on here. Go ahead and define this geoid. Then go ahead and define elevation, right? And drop. We want to see your model with actual 8 inches per mile squared drop. That's elevation drop. There's no other drop than elevation drop. It's almost painfully redundant, right?
Yeah. Did you see the first show with Dawn? I was trying to get that through to him. He just wouldn't let me make my point. That's what an elevation profile is measuring, right? The amount of drop.
Oh my God. It's like explaining trig to a 3-month-old. That's what it's like. I'm telling you, that's what it's like. What do you want us to find next? Is or and? You don't know what level is, for crying out loud. I mean, you people are you mainlining fluoride?
That's aimed at the ballers who believe they live on a spinning space rock flying through an infinitely expanding vacuum. Just so that's clear, I just want everyone to be realising who this is, the mainlining fluoride is aimed at.
I got ballers. I'm sorry. I got flat earthers. I couldn't believe it the other day. Pete Shea. Pete Shea. He's on this debate with, I don't know, this guy. As soon as I looked at him, I said, I was wondering why he wasn't in a straitjacket, institutionalized. This guy brought out, I don't know, it was a ball on some type of stick. And he was trying to provide an argument for, oh, we're not spinning that fast. He pulls it up, he sticks it on the video, and he says, he put a dot on it with a black marker. He goes, where will this black marker be in 3 hours after we're done with our discussion? I'm like, what the fuck? And then Pete. The guy didn't even formulate the argument right because what he's trying to do is trying to conflate angular velocity and speed. Real dumbass 2015 argument. But Pete says, yeah, I know. More or less that that's a problem. We don't have an answer. Pete, we don't. You've been out here for 4 years and you let him get away with that shit? Get your ass on here.
And with that, I'll say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of today's live panel. If you are watching this on the Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. However, if you're watching this live on the Nathan Oakley channel, this is where we bid you farewell. A massive thanks for tuning in, hopefully sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. As I say, if you need to keep yourself up to date with the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. I've been Nathan Oakley. Stay tuned if you're watching on 1980, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Is that all right?
Yes, yes, correct, yes.
So that would be historical data, etc. Yeah.
If you can put it in the
Yeah, you
back
can send
hangout.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah, one sec.
If you can put it in the Google Hangout, that would be great.
Yeah. One sec. I'm just going to bring it up now.
I have some pictures there for you too, as well.
Okay. So, Right, so copy link address. Right, so I'm going to put this link address in, and then you have to open it in Google Earth.
All right.
Right, so let me pop that in now. So paste that in.
To the Flat Earth model.
Right, so you need to open that as a KML file in Google Earth. When it's opened up, then you click on the station that you actually want to view. Then you have to download all the files and the link from that, and then you have to unzip it, and then follow the instructions from there. So
about how many files is there anyway?
There's literally like thousands if you want them.
Oh God!
You don't have to. No, it's all zipped, and you just decide which ones you want to open up individually.
Yes, I get it.
It's like a yearly data. Yeah, Nathan, can you present me again? I know I keep asking this.
Yeah, of course I can.
Okay. So, tell me when I'm presenting.
Right, I'll just preface this. Just bear with him, John. Please, I beg of you.
So, this is my Social Blade stats. Now, I'm going to compare myself with a few different, because Wolfie basically tried to belittle me with his, you only have 250,000 views. But Social Blade is basically a program that anybody can look into, and it gives you your stats on YouTube, etc. Tells you basically how well you're doing. So it'll tell you how many subscribers you put in on, etc., your daily averages, etc. And everybody can look this up, even you are, when you can check yours out.
Ooh.
So it's got my subscriber rank. Sorry?
It's all online. It's all web-based.
Yeah, and it tells you live subscriber accounts, etc., etc., etc. So apparently, I'm 1,700,000th down the pecking order in subscriber rank, which is fine. But Social Blade rank, you know, they actually rate me much higher. So, and if you hover over the question mark, it says Social Blade rank is a priority ranking formula developed by Social Blade that takes into account how many views a channel is currently getting, right? As well as other things to determine how influential the channel currently is, right? So it's an algorithm, basically. So let's compare it to the Flat Earth. Bearing in mind down 261,000th, he's 460,000th. Even though he has more subscribers, Wolfie, even though he has more subscribers than me, he has nearly 12,000, I'm still rated higher on Social Blade. Let's have a look at Slice Barcane. Oh, he's well down. He's only 1.2 million. So even though he has more subscribers, let's have a look at Baldy Cats. Baldy Cats. Oh, wow. He's 1.5 million. I'm way higher than Baldy Cats. And what about Conspiracy Cats? Well, I'm higher than Conspiracy Cats too, even though he has 25,000 subscribers. Thank you very, 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 very much, Social Blade, for showing the true stats. And it's not all about subscribers. It's about how influential you are on YouTube, and I assume that other people are, you know, using my stuff and etc. etc. So
it has a 0 views for the last 30 days. Are you sure?
Where's that?
On screen right now.
Video views. No, it's got all these video views up here. Look, daily. So 6th of the 6th, it's at 2,000.
Ranty, I think you stumbled onto something even bigger.
What's that?
See view for the last 30 days? 0. That's weird. Maybe
So, so can I say we would be able to see the fake views that they have?
Oh, subscribers for the last 30 days. He's lost. Or is that lost? Is that lost or grown? That must have grown.
Gained less.
But he's gained less as a percentage as to what he has done in the past. I think that's what it's showing. But that's very interesting. Yeah.
Ranty, you stumbled on it to something bigger as an analytic than what you're saying here. What I'm seeing here with all the other things that has crossed my eyes over the last, 3-4 months, all the fake accounts on Facebook and all these different social sites, these are false numbers. He doesn't have that many real people.
Or, yeah, I mean, maybe the accounts that are watching his stuff aren't very influential. I don't know how it all works, but Social Blade essentially have their own algorithms. I assume everybody knows Social Blade. As far as I know, everybody knows it. And it's a really good tool for seeing how well you're performing. I know Nathan uses it. Yeah, and so Conspiracy Cats, Baldy Cats, Slice of Arcane, and Fight the Flat Earth, all who have a lot more subscribers than me, are actually rated lower on Social Blade as a rank. And I'm outperforming my subscriber rank hugely.
If he had real subscribers, he would be so far into the lead. But because they're not real, you with a smaller following are better than them.
Wow. Well, this program certainly hates me. I get a C+.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on 0.
Like, almost failed, but I can barely make it. Nah.
Are we done with this? Do you need to still be presented?
No, that was just a response to Wolfie with his blowing his smoke up his own arse, saying that he has, you know, he's trying to belittle how many views I have on my channel. But I don't always present all my stuff on my own channel. I do it on other people's. So anyway, that's me. That's my rant over.
Hey man, 200 plus people on a live stream every day is really good. I mean, these are, you know, picture if we all put everything together into one thing. I mean, you got Ballbusters, we're spread out with a lot of shows. So and views, and that's bullshit. I don't even, I think numbers wise.
Even though I said there was a conflict of interest in this regard, I actually side with John. I just think this is, while it's not quite arbitrary, there is, according to you, an algorithm. I kind of see it as meaningless, really.
I don't. I like to rub this kind of stuff in the faces. If they're gonna, I'm sorry, but if they're gonna try and belittle me, I'm just gonna try and belittle them back. You know,
Fair
Conspiracy Cats. You know.
No, I get it. It's tit for tat, and I encourage you to do that, Ranty. So I'm not moaning at you. I'm saying in terms of Social Blade rankings, though, it's kind of akin to GeoStreber and even more recently Jose, where he'll come in and quantify how he's basically more popular than I. And you go, really, Jose? Or really, GeoStreber? It's like, okay, if you want to quantify... Conspiracy Cats has also done it. He comes in and starts quantifying how he's better than I am with numbers, and he's just like, okay, if you want to do that, fine. Okay, the numbers say you're great. Go away and get better sleep.
Yeah, but having a lot of subscribers doesn't mean anything. It
well, it's astonishing that the population of the Earth, the percentage, 99.9% are all ballers. It's quite shocking that a baller channel would have more views than Flat Earth. Absolutely astonishing. I don't understand it. Clowns.
Hey, Nathan, you said something there that gave me a visual. All these other shows, the ones that Ranty's referencing and the other ones we know, they need an opposition to talk about. So who are they talking about? They're talking about us and other flat earthers, right? So it's almost like you're antecedent of gas pressure needing something to push against. You're the container, and all their shows is dialogue pushing against what you say. So they're actually helping us get the word out.
Yeah,
useful idiots.
I've argued with Ranty a couple 5 or 6 days ago about us needing one another, us having a symbiotic, or at least I argued for the point. And Ranty was like, "No, we don't need them."
Shay in the Discord wants to.
We need them like
be
leeches.
Wait,
We
you
need
said
them like
PJ?
leeches. Like
Hold
you
on, someone's. I
can
think someone's just.
sometimes have some
Sorry to
benefit
interrupt.
of leech.
Someone's checking if we
But-
can. Yes, we can be heard in the Discord server. Yes.
So, I'm saying that Pete Shea wants to be unmuted on the Discord server.
Oh,
Yeah,
my bad.
unmute him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see you coming in, Pete. I was just doing other things. It was already unmuted. Someone else has taken care of it. You can speak, Pete. You just unmute yourself.
Okay, I don't think I am, but can you hear me?
Yes.
You can catch
Yeah.
that.
Yes, you
Oh,
can
nice
hear
one.
you.
How you doing?
We hear you, Pete.
Good stuff. How you doing?
Very well.
Excellent.
How are you?
Excellent. Yeah, continue on. I'll join in a sec. Not too bad, thank you.
No,
Well, no. Hold on. Everyone calm down. Shh. There's an outstanding issue, Pete. That's why we've gone to the efforts of introducing you.
Yeah, that's what I said. Carry on. So off you go.
Over to you, John.
What you need me to explain it to you again?
Yes, please.
Just remind me, actually, John. I sort of half heard it, but I take it you're referring to my conversation with Schrodinger's cat the other evening, which was hilarious.
Is that his
remember?
name?
Pardon?
That's his name? He should be institutionalized.
Schrodinger's cat. The Beavis impersonator. The naval officer for 22 years. Is that what you're
He's
referring
a
to? The
naval
guy who kept
officer.
looking to the side.
Get his ass on here. He should be institutionalized. Just look at him.
I agree.
I was almost shocked. I'm looking at
I
him. I'm
agree.
sitting there. Did they leave you out early? I mean, he's such a retard.
I asked him if. I know, man. And I asked him if he was under orders, would he arrest flat earthers if it came to it? Them being disruptors to society and all things good. And he said no, but I'm not so sure.
He's an ENT doc on the side, right? Him and his, can you explain the physiology of the ear? I'll rip your damn ear off, you friggin'
All right.
pretender clown muppet. Now, this is what pissed me off, Pete, is because he brought up that stupid, he didn't even have an argument. He put a dot on a friggin' ball on a stick and said, where would this dot be in 3 hours after our conversation is over? What the fuck was that?
No, man. Did you not hear me laughing at him bringing out the globe and telling him not to do that?
You did laugh at him.
But what are you going to do?
couldn't
He's
even
like a
formulate-
robot.
He could. Oh my God. He couldn't even formulate the actual argument correctly, right? We all know what his argument is. That how can you even feel this, in your inner ear, and the Earth's so slow, one revolution every 25,000 years. You let him off. You let him off the hook. I was more pissed
Listen,
at
the
you
way I
than
approached
him.
it was a conversation I said at the very start. I can't convince any of these people. These people are reading from a script.
I
So
didn't
I
say
thought
you
by
had
the
to
end of
convince
it, I showed him
I
up.
didn't
But listen, the more concerning thing for you, John, and the rest of the Americans there, this man had some sort of an authoritative role in your armed forces.
Yeah, that is pretty scary, but
Apparently.
that's not what I'm not concerned with you trying to convince him. I'm concerned with when they
Right.
bring up those arguments. I'm concerned with the audience in the back watching you. You should have jumped
All right,
on
well,
him faster than flies on you know what.
Yeah,
you
but we're long in the game at this stage, so there's no point in doing that. I said at the outset, you're bringing out a globe here, and the globe doesn't exist. So don't be bringing something that doesn't exist into the matter. And where are you going to go from there? He'll say what he had to say. I thought it was very interesting, some of the stuff that he did. I didn't know anything about compass rose, for instance. And
Yeah,
as he was using
that
to
stuff too. That stuff too. What did he say they navigated by? The stars? No, they don't. The Navy navigates by gyros. Gyros, you friggin' 22-year-old clown. I challenged that idiot underneath that video. You know what he said to me after I friggin' tore him a new one between angular velocity and speed? I gave him the whole spiel. It was pretty concise, point by point, deconstructing his retardia. Guess what he wrote back? Guess what his comment was? One word. Tachometer. Tachometer.
Right.
That was his rebuttal, right, to my argument on angular velocity and speed. He wrote one word, tachometer.
Well, there you go. But you're done there, John. I mean, you can't come back with that.
Hey, yeah, but listen, Pete, I got no problem with you. I kind of like you, Pete. All right. But if these people bring up arguments, and you're a veteran out here, just go ahead and deconstruct the argument quickly and concisely. I mean, you've been to university too, Pete. I'm holding you to a higher standard.
Tachometer is a measure of angular velocity, just for information.
I didn't need an answer to tachometer.
Well, look, I approach these. I never met the man before, so you give him the benefit of the doubt. By the end of the conversation, I think it was pretty clear what was going on. So I sort of made a fool of him in a different way. But regarding the issues that you talk about, that was the very thing I opened up with, John, which was, if you cannot prove that the earth beneath my feet is moving, then everything else that follows and is based on the assumption that the earth is moving is bollocks. It's nonsense. And obviously he couldn't. All the charts he brought out, everything, all the props he brought out, didn't deal with the issue one iota. And what I was trying to do was, as I'm prone to do, think about this man's experience, what he's actually saying that is based in reality, and apply it to my own thinking of the greater workings of what's going on here with our Earth. So
yeah, the guy was probably a cook or something. He's got definite spoon written all over that idiot squid. I mean, this guy's a certified.
I don't even know if he is. Yeah.
But my
man, there's something amiss, and you heard me when I questioned him at the end about 9/11, and he's an official story man all around, evolutionary man, and he might be an actor. I take it that he probably has the credentials, but
evolution. What's evolution?
I mean,
what's that?
Take it with a pinch of salt.
What's that? What's evolution?
Well, exactly. It goes hand in hand with the spinning ball Earth, right, and the evolutionary model of the universe and the Big Bang.
Evolution, what's that?
You do away with one, you do away with the other.
I keep asking, evolution, what's that?
Right. From his idea, he's an evolutionary man. We all were at one stage, right?
No, never. I was never. Evolution, what's that? No, I don't, ascribe to things that don't exist. I was never an evolutionary man.
Never, what about the works of Stephen Jay Gould or Richard Dawkins or anyone, like, even at the early days, John, were you not taken in at the early days?
Nope.
All right, okay, well, more power to you, but I certainly was, most certainly was.
Well, define what you were taken in by.
All these characters.
Define what you were taken in by.
Well, you don't know any better. You go through the system. Well, you go through the system, right? So I was taken in.
I'm trying to get the definition of evolution from you.
You're a bit muffled there, John, but in general.
Yeah, because you're
go
talking
through the education system.
Stop talking and I
you're
won't
a bit
be muffled. If you'd stop talking, I won't be muffled. Okay? I'm trying to ask you, you're saying evolutionary man, right? I wasn't taken in. Taken in by what? What is evolution?
Right, as we understand it. So, in other words, everything emerged from a singularity, a big bang. The universe as we know it evolved to the state it is in now, and us as part of a life form on one of these particular outposts have evolved from a primordial life form. This idea. So, I was taken in by that as I was growing up. Of course, I was. I was through the education system. All these heroes were put before me, the men of renown. So when I couldn't understand something, or when I couldn't relate to something, i.e. Vast swathes of time into the past, vast years into the past, I took the word of somebody else, right, in a flowery writing and their, I guess, intelligent delivery. But I was taken in. Only when it comes to a flat earth, then do you understand that, well, fundamentally it's all metaphor, but yeah, the truth is in the opposing direction. So he still is a man who clings to that philosophy as he presents himself anyway, whereas I don't. That answer?
I'm still waiting for the definition of evolution. That was a nice story.
Okay, what do you ask? What do you? Hang on now. What's going on here? You know evolution according to the accepted in inverted commas science of it all.
Oh, really?
Right? That we
What
are a
is it?
product of evolution, the gradual changing adaptation of the organism towards differing circumstances over vast swathes of time.
That was really good, Pete. I like that one. That's great.
How
Wow.
would you define it then as understood?
Yeah, I could have, came up with that one pretty easily. I mean, somebody in a damn coma for eternity could have gave the same frigging definition observing a family of squirrels over 2 generations.
Well, I mean, what's the official definition? You're a man for definition, John. What's the official definition of evolution?
I have
Or
no
description?
idea.
What does
I've
it
never
describe?
seen it. Did you watch my evolution presentation?
Never studied
about
it. Never
2 or
studied
3
it.
weeks ago? I don't know. Wait
Yeah,
a second,
absolutely.
Pete.
I'm not saying that I'm a man. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I support that idea anymore. I'm saying I did at one stage. Right? I was an atheist at one stage because going hand in hand with the evolution of the Earth.
Oh my God! What's evolution?
Right?
It never ends. You keep saying a word, I'm going to keep asking you to define the damn thing.
I don't know what the difficulty is here. I kind of think that maybe I say evolution is love you shun, right? Love you shun. Everything is a blind origin,
Right.
meaningless.
Well, I guess I
this
can
is what
stop.
happens when we
Go ahead. We
take
can
this
move on to a
much
different
further
subject,
into it.
Pete. I made my point.
Evolution is
Right,
fake.
so
It's
that's
like
it.
trying to discuss something about a unicorn. You can theorize about unicorn stuff, but in actuality, it is nothing.
Well, I would not say that. I would disagree completely. I think everything that's given to
Okay,
us
so
is
then-
metaphor and it applies to reality. There's a very great similarity between us and pigs, us and apes. A reptile, we also share many characteristics. So is there something else going on? What are we consisted of? Who are we? This is the point here. So I think that's all storytelling and it's clear storytelling, but we needn't throw the baby out with the bathwater because we can get some truths or glean some truths from it, I think.
But
Hey,
you don't
Pete.
just manifest something that's fake because you don't know. That's exactly what ballers do. That's why I don't like you as a flat earther, Pete Shea. I think you're bad for our cause. I think you hurt. If anybody heard you, flat earther, then listen to you speak, they'd be like, flat earthers are like just like ballers. So that's why no. Evolution is like gravity.
Hang on, what?
Evolution is exactly like gravity. It is a made-up concept.
Listen, you little shit. Listen, you little shit. I was talking about the position of Schrodinger's cat, you clown. What's wrong with you?
No, you were talking about what we're just talking about. You just said it. You just said evolution is not.
Of Schrodinger's clown,
No,
being
no,
an
we were
official
talking
story
about
man and
evolution.
all things.
We were talking about evolution just now.
I was
and you
talking
said,
about
no, we shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's what you would say about gravity. If
My
there's
own
no
personal
proof
position,
hold on. If there's no proof of gravity, which there isn't, and we say it all the time and we take dumps on it, there's no proof of evolution. We shouldn't theorize about evolution. What you're doing is evolution. We have nostrils like a pig has nostrils. Gravity, something falls down. You're connecting two things that don't connect and just forcing it through indoctrination. So
Shut your mouth. Millions of people Earth, why wouldn't be alive unless they had insulin from pigs, right? The first human
that
heart
has nothing to do with
from a
humans
pig to a
coming from
human.
pigs.
We have many different characteristics in, akin to these different life forms, right? So shut your mouth. What I'm trying to do is get to the heart of the matters. What exactly is being told via the metaphor of evolution? That's what I'm trying to get at. Originally, it came up because I was pointing out that it was Schrodinger's cat's position, him being official story man on all topics. So don't give me that nonsense. And I'm here to be myself. I'm not here to represent anybody, right? Unlike you, you're here to represent something right to hand, which is Bible literalism, isn't it? Just like John here.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Say that one more time.
Don't be telling me, don't be pretending you don't know what evolution is then in terms of an idea, John.
It's not,
I never said I
there's
went
no
with it.
definition of evolution, you crayon muncher. That's why you couldn't give it. Now, what's this about Bible literalism? You're a clown, Pete.
Listen, hang on, man. What do you mean you don't know? So hang on. Before you could write off evolution as an idea, did you not study it, John? Or did you already enter the arena knowing the truth?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, Pete. I've just got to step in here.
You're a bit dumb when you need to be, don't you? Have a perfectly clear question, man.
Pete, you can't take apart an idea if you can't explain what the idea is.
Exactly.
Exactly. Define
Why is
it
he
then.
asking me to define evolution then? Why is he asking me to define evolution?
Define it. In fact, give me the scientific
well, you know the
theory
idea.
of evolution.
Nathan just said you can't take apart the idea unless you know the idea. So
give me
you know
the
the idea. So
scientific
you define
theory
it.
of evolution right now. Fuck the definition. I want the scientific theory. Give it to me.
None, man. There is none.
Give it to me.
There is none. It's not scientific in the least. It's not scientific in the least.
Then what the hell are you talking about then?
I said,
Oh
you
my
fucking
God.
idiot, that it was Schrodinger's cat's position. Do you understand English, man?
Sorry, did someone say, can you hear me? Was that Ranty?
It's his position. You mentioned the conversation I was having with this guy, Cliff.
Who
Schrodinger's
are you
cat.
talking
The naval officer of 22 years.
Who
that was his
are
position.
you
Did you miss that when I said that?
talking to? Who are you talking to, Pete?
Who?
Me? What's your claim, Pete? Just put your claim out. For fuck's sake, sir.
What's going on here?
Switch your cab on, Pete. Switch your cab on.
About the idea of evolution. We all know about the idea of evolution.
Oh
right?
my God,
We know
here
it
he
has no
goes again.
scientific background. We know it has no scientific basis, right? So
Well, what's
what's
the
more
argument?
than that? I was pointing out.
Yeah, you were pointing out.
Why does John Geek? I only hear from the silence. Yeah, you know.
Why does Pete have to defend the argument when it's not him that was making that argument? It was the cat guy, the
Schrodinger's
whatever.
cat? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So I don't know. Did I just step off into Bizarro world? Pete was just saying, well,
There's
John,
last
you ought to
4
know
years,
what evolution is, right? We've stepped past the crayon muncher Schrodinger's cat into the next step. Were you listening to the conversation, Mr. Helper? Then shut your
Are
fucking
you talking
mouth.
to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Listening?
Shut the hell up. Pete, what is your problem, sir? Let's go to this Bible literalism. What does that mean?
Okay. First of all, I think a lot of people are coming from my position that they accepted the idea of evolution as a truth, right? It was well established. It was something that we were taught, and going through the educational system, these are the theories that you come to accept. Early days, right?
Hold on,
Early days.
Pete.
That's
just
what I'm
so
saying.
I can say it, maybe if I say it calmly. So you've put it across as though it's an insult to say he's a Bible literalist, and he's saying, what do you mean by that? That's why he's saying it in an aggressive tone, because of the way you phrased it.
Right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to finish off on the last point, which I obviously can't, but I changed my mind since then, obviously coming to Flat Earth especially, and hold to higher power. So the Bible literalists are waiting at the door of Flat Earth for us, right, with their book in hand. We're to take the book absolutely literally without question. And as far as I know, John is one of those Bible literalists.
Hold on, John. So he was just about to get there. So
Handwrite the hand.
Hold on. I'm helping you out, Pete. So he's at the very least trying to paraphrase his issue, even if it's not directly linked to that phrase of Bible literalist. So you saying you get to Flat Earth and the people with the Bible in the hand are at the door. Carry on, Pete.
So when John said he always knew that evolution was a load of bunkum, he entered the arena, or entered his realization already knowing the truth, right? And this is where he's known to be a supporter of the Bible, a Bible literalist, as far as I'm concerned. As the name suggests, you take the Bible literally, and everyone else is meant to as well. my point. That's all. So if you're not an evolutionary man, you always knew the truth, or you always knew that wasn't the truth. So you had some grasp on the truth. I think, well, being a Bible literalist in that sense, is that where you're coming from, John?
Bible literalist, is that some kind of backhanded slight? What is Bible literalism?
Your friend Paula, Knowledge Scavenger, has actually picked that name, Bible literalist. So you read the Bible, and everything in the Bible is literal.
Wrong.
Right?
But Pete, do you understand?
Can you retarded or something?
No.
You understand?
No. Hold on. Both of you can't. Hold on. Right. Just let John explain why you're wrong, Pete.
Do you understand in literature, there's things that are to be taken literal, like historical narratives, and there's other things that are rhetorical, that use rhetorical devices that are figurative. So what I do, Pete, I take the literal parts in the Bible literally, and I take the figurative parts in the Bible figuratively. There's over 250 rhetorical devices, not examples, rhetorical devices in Scripture, right? You understand that? Anything from metaphor, allegory, simile, types, synecdoches, thousands or 250 of them. I'm sorry. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So no, I don't take the figurative parts literally. I take the literal parts literally and the figurative parts figuratively. Is that clear?
Jesus figurative. Is Jesus
No.
figurative?
No. Do you understand what I just told you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This is why I asked you, is Jesus figurative? So he's a literal character as opposed to a figurative character. Forget about the 33. Forget about the death of 33. Forget about the relationship between Jesus and the Son, right? Forget about that. So it's not figurative at all. It's literal.
Okay,
Why do you
we're
decide
off
that,
the
John?
reservation here. Maybe you can get some other crayon muncher to talk to him about his nonsense.
Oh, no, I asked you a reasonable question. I listened to your answer. You finished, and I asked you a question. Can you answer that?
Right, and I gave you my answer.
You didn't ask him a question. You said we're going to forget about the parts with, I can't remember to paraphrase, but I'll try, Jesus being the Son, and I can't remember the other thing you said. But you said let's forget about those. It wasn't a question.
Adding up to 33.
You playing dumb as well for some reason. Did you not? Did anyone else here understand what I was saying here? So John talked about literal versus figurative.
Bible to demonic by saying it's 33.
Say again,
I don't. You don't know what I know about 33,
hold on,
man.
Pete, hold
33
on.
is holy.
Pete,
holy
sorry.
Spirit.
I've got to take some semblance of control. Right the hand. Go ahead, and then Pete, if you can respond.
So when Pete says the Bible, there's 33 books in the Bible. 33, you got supposedly the Masonic 33 degrees and stuff like that. So there's symbolism and the mystique of symbolism behind 33 and its usage in historical
There's not
reference
33
to,
books in the Bible. Jeez, oh man, people.
Oh, 66, which is twice of 33, and then you have again the numbers. This is how people try and yada yada yada.
Can I get a
No. Sorry, Tensman.
Why believe in
No. There's a question now tabled to Pete about his. I won't use John's terminology. The things that he said.
Not a reasonable question. I'm asking you, in light of John's answer, is Jesus a figurative or a literal character?
Yeah, we heard Pete.
John said he's a literal character, and I just wanted him to expand. How
Please, Pete, I beg of you. Right. Yeah, we heard that bit. We may come back to that bit, but before that, you made a few declarations. It wasn't phrased as a question, and now there's people who've got questions about that specifically. Right, the hand. Probably many others, but you're dancing past it.
I was waiting for him to ask, and then I didn't hear anything. Off you go.
Well, what do you mean by the 33, the 66, Jesus being the Son? Specifically, those three things.
Well, you're asking me now. I didn't mention 66 only in light of correcting right the hand. It's 66 books in the Bible. But when I talked about 33, we know it's a very encoded number, a sort of specific number. So as John, he's taken the life of Jesus and the death at 33 as being literal and just coincidental that 33 has such a significance otherwise.
Fine,
when I ask these questions,
stop. We've had a question. Stop, Pete. Please, Pete. Yeah, we've got a question from Pete. We've got a question from you. Now, that requires a response rather than an endless drivel after the question's thrown out there.
Nathan, I only spoke for about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
right?
but you
I'm not
threw in a question
like
directly addressed to John about his understanding about the 33. And yeah, so the question's now out there. I just don't want you to drone on after it without a response from John, as it's directed at him.
He asked me if I took Jesus literally. I said yes. Over.
Can I ask a question?
Pete's satisfied.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask it anyway.
I just want to check if Pete's satisfied with his answer.
Why do we?
Pete,
are you satisfied with that, Nathan?
It's you I'm asking that question to. You're the one in you're the one in dialogue.
I asked you as well.
You're the one in dialogue.
My answer would be the same as yours, I think.
Sorry, I talked over your
answer. Fine, so
sorry.
let's move on.
No,
the answer speaks for itself.
It's like pulling teeth.
Just I tell you, Jesus is the Son is within us. Let me tell you this: Jesus is the Son is within us all. The Son came into being with great destruction, right? And there's a different story being told here. And I'm finding out from John: has he gone through any of this sort of inquiry in a true scientific sense, or is it all just about faith? And is his answer there satisfactory for all of you? I used to think
define faith.
Certainly not satisfactory.
No, because that's a new question. So the response being, what do you mean by faith?
You hear me?
I do hear you.
Belief without proof.
Yeah, obviously there's a dialogue going on that I'm trying to control whoever's asking me if we can hear you. But yes, we can.
Belief without proof is my answer.
Why are we discussing storybooks? Isn't this supposed to be a scientific discussion?
Do you accept century evidence truth?
Yeah, that was directed to me. We're in the after show. Talk about whatever you like.
But the Bible is a storybook, and I'm just wondering why. Go ahead, Pete.
You got a question? We're making way for you to ask it. Go ahead and ask your question. You've made a declaration that it's a storybook preceding your question. That might get addressed, it might not. We'll see.
Yeah, define storybook.
Every book is a storybook.
Is the Roman Empire, did the Roman Empire
based in fiction, like a fairy tale?
How do you know it's based in fiction?
How can we verify anything in the Bible is real?
I can verify quite a few things. If I verified one thing in the Bible is real right now, would you change your position?
No.
Okay, but I'll do it anyway. So do you know there's only one bone in the human body that will regrow back when...
No.
Well, there is. Do you know what bone...
Right to hand, you're cutting out.
No.
It's
right to hand, you keep cutting out at the end of your statements.
I think he's using push to talk.
Sorry. There's only one bone in the human body that will regrow when removed properly. Do you know what?
Oh, which one is it?
Take a...
It's actually worse now.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Audio is terrible here.
Are you using push to talk? Right, the hand.
Yeah.
Keep it pushed a little bit longer than you are.
Okay,
Did you say it was?
It's a...
Okay.
Right to hand, you need to get your mic squared away.
We're not getting what you're saying right now.
So all the...
Hold on, guys.
It's difficult to have a conversation here.
Yes, thank you, Pete. Yeah, right the hand. Just maybe keep either keep it pressed. I don't know how to use push to talk, but there's something definitely going wrong because we're losing the last 2 or 3 words now.
Nathan, let me know when I.
All right, listen. Just write the hand and Nathan speak, okay? Nathan, can you please tell him one more time?
Yeah, all we really need to hear is the end of the statement, which is the bone that grows back and how it associates. But hopefully, when you're mid-sentence, just say all good or something at the end, and then hopefully we'll just lose that bit.
He's gone now. He's not here anymore. But he said that it was like your ribs or something like that. So because a fairy tale book has things that kind of correlate to reality, that makes it true.
A fairy tale book? How's it a fairy tale book?
It's fiction.
It's fiction. So you just rephrased your argument again.
Yeah, it's fiction. You can't.
Right. That's not an argument. What's your support?
Is it not an argument? Can you verify anything to be true that the Bible is claiming?
Wait a second. You said it was a fairy tale story, and then your argument was it is a fiction. That's not an argument, son. That's restating your position.
Okay, I'm restating my position. It's a fictional book, and you can't verify a lot of the claims that are made in that book.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, we get this quite often with ballers and their arguments. So just saying the same thing again isn't really supporting what you're asserting. So you're saying it's a fairy tale. Well, okay, how do you come to that conclusion? It's a fairy tale. Yeah, but what makes you think that? Well, because it's a fairy tale. This isn't an argument. Do you understand that?
It's literally true. Though. Most of the stuff cannot be verified.
Hold on. What I really want to understand is when there's a clear dialogue going on, why the people on the fringes of that dialogue think, when there's a gap, that'll be my opportunity to talk in the middle of this discourse between these two people. That's on point, reasonably going calmly. There might be a small pause where someone thinks about something, but everyone on the fringes is just basically waiting for their turn to talk, as opposed to listening.
That's a conversation, Nathan.
Yeah, not but with you
in
it.
It's a fucking conversation where people can come in
currently not with you in it, Pete.
And then stop.
Yeah, Pete. Okay. You're the guy I'm talking about right now.
Know that. When you struggle to get a fucking sentence in,
all we're
when someone like you then demands hours to talk, really, Nathan,
Pete, you're making it really difficult. All we're waiting for is the guy who's repeated his claim 3 times to acknowledge that it isn't an argument. But in that pause, while obviously he doesn't want to do that, that doesn't mean you get to talk. That's the conclusion, and you're ruining it.
I mean, there's no rules here.
Yeah, there is. I'm making them now. There are. I'm making them right now. I'm saying when there's a point made, it's just nice to hear the person who's had the point made at least acknowledge it, rather than some guy on the fringes that's just waiting for his turn to talk.
Okay, let me acknowledge it. Can you verify any of the claims that are made in the Bible? Can you turn water into wine? Can you walk on water? Can you turn sticks or staffs?
What do you mean by verify?
Is that?
What, so
I mean, are those things that are possible in reality, or is it just fairy tale?
What do you mean by verify?
I mean, can we see those things taking place in reality outside of the Bible, or is it just something that takes place within that story?
What do you mean take place outside of the Bible? Let's go back to what do you mean by verify?
I mean, are you able to walk on water right now?
No.
Can you turn water into wine? Can you do that?
No. Nope. I cannot. Those are all miracles.
He's not. Oh, it's fictional then.
Hold on, he's not.
Hold on, right hand. Come on. There is a dialogue.
So it's fictional.
So
if you can't do it,
oh
it's
my
fictional.
God.
No, that's the guy you're talking to. That's the guy you're talking to. It's all good.
Are you done? Apparently not. Go ahead.
I'm done.
What do you mean by verify?
Okay, confirmed to be true.
I cannot physically confirm something that happened in the deep, dark past.
Yeah, we can.
How? You got a time
Can
machine?
confirm. No, we can confirm claims that are being made. Like if people are claiming that they're walking on water and turning
people.
water into wine, we can.
He wasn't
we can
people.
verify that for
Hold
ourselves.
on, John. Just let him get to the end of his statement, then address it. Go ahead. We can't what?
Can't repeat the things that Jesus was doing to verify them for ourselves in order to know that they're true.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I can't verify any stories from the
Oh
Bible
my
by
God.
his own admission.
Dialogue.
Well, there's no dialogue. This is a general conversation, off air, right? Come on.
Claim, then support.
I just said something and I shut up then.
He
Yeah,
made a claim.
He said something and I
His
shut up.
support
Off
for
you
his
go. Continue
he's
on.
saying we can't verify it. The reason we can't verify it is because right here, right now, we can't replicate it. Now, I already know what the rebuttal is. It came in between it, unfortunately. But now I'm hoping that John will say he wasn't human, or words to that effect, but with it heard.
Do we have
am
non-humans
not-
in existence
Here we go
with
again.
us right now?
You just can't shut the fuck
Dad,
up.
I'm done.
kid.
Go ahead.
It's all right. It's
Well,
the
we
guy-
have trannies.
Hold on. It's the guy. It's the guy. It is still a dialogue. So he's responded by saying to your, you know, I've had to preempt your rebuttal because I heard it in between the mush, and now he's responded to it. So we'll just assume that he's heard the rebuttal. I've repeated it. So go ahead, whoever. What's your name? The guy talking.
Babs.
Abad. Abs, go ahead. Just repeat what you just said.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
You had a good response.
You wanted me to repeat what I said? Someone said that he was able to do that because he's not human. But do we have like aliens living amongst us right now to confirm that non-humans exist or superhumans?
Yes.
How do we
Yes,
know
do.
that that's
yes,
true?
we do. I just gave a presentation 2 weeks ago, and that's where we should have started. We have to establish a creator first. So do you understand that?
No.
You don't understand that before we get to the Bible, we have to establish that there's a creator first.
Yeah, in that context, yeah, I do.
Right,
understand
right.
that.
That's where we should have started. So do you understand that there is a creator?
Do I know? Do I understand your point?
Do you know that there is a creator?
I don't know that. No.
That's where the problem is. So I could take you step by step through it. Did you watch my presentation on the creator versus atheism 2 weeks ago?
No, I didn't.
Okay. At the bottom of this video that we're on right now, if you hit show more, it won't be the same presentation as 2 weeks ago. However, it's the same presentation from about 4 months ago. It's no problem. It's the same thing. It's got 4 proofs. 2 of them are scientific evidences for a creator. So once we get past that, if you can't debunk those 4, then we've set the framework for a creator, and then we can move from that point. Me and you. How about that? Is that fair?
Can you see how Jesus might have been a literary device, John? And
Hold on a
greatness was
second. Hold on a
transmitted
second,
to the
Pete.
creation.
Hold on a second, Pete. I'm talking to, what's his name?
Abs.
Abs. Are you are you on Discord all the time?
No, I'm not.
Are you a member of the Science versus Pseudoscience group or Discord server right there, Betty server?
Yes, I am.
Maybe I can contact you, or you can contact me. We don't have to have, because it's a long discussion. I don't want to bog it down on the after show. But maybe you and I can have a discussion. You can always PM me. Do you know how to PM?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So PM me.
I don't. What's your name on Discord?
Quantum
Is it just
Eraser.
Quantum Eraser.
Yes,
I'm
just
gonna look
PM
you
me.
up
Say,
right now.
just PM me. Say, hey, that'll be enough.
Okay.
Pete.
Okay.
Pete, now's your time. That's your moment, my friend.
Right,
My moment's
my
over.
question. Oh, fuck's sake. My question to John
It's
is: how
over.
do you,
Never mind. All right, because I had another question I was going to ask, but never
no,
mind.
sorry, Babs. Continue. I thought you were done.
I promise this is the last question I'm going to ask.
No, take your time.
John was talking about the creator, and I remember him mentioning something about like an infinite loop in regards to like who created the creator. It's just it keeps going in like an infinite loop. Like I think that's a valid question. Like, where did the creator come from? You know, like why can't we ask that question?
I deal with that in that presentation. It's right at the end, but briefly, it's an infinite regress fallacy. That's why the argument's void. This is just Richard Dawkins' redux. He brought this crap up years ago, and we got people parroting it everywhere. They don't realize that they're in the middle of a fallacy.
What do you mean by infinite, John? What do you mean by infinite? We have to define terms here.
Infinite regress fallacy. Look it up.
No, but I'm asking you, man. What do you mean by infinite? It's a very difficult concept.
Infinite regress.
Are we inside time? Are we inside time? Is the creator outside time?
I'm going to tell you if you shut your pie hole. Right?
Listen, man, don't talk to me like that. Get on fucking camera and talk to me like that and be a man about it. Don't talk to me like that because I just mentioned
Pete,
4 or 5 words.
Pete. With respect.
Get up out of it. No one will talk to me like that.
Okay, I'm trying to speak to you politely and say, with respect, he will answer you now if that's good by you.
No,
talk to me like I'm a piece of shit, though. And if you are going to get on camera at the very least,
I'm not gonna answer.
Now you won't get an answer.
Okay, man, don't worry about it. It was a reasonable question again. 2 terms go in math that are undefined, which is 0 and infinity.
Okay, well, this
right,
is
we
a
have to
useful
define
opportunity.
what's natural and what isn't natural. It's another question to John with his natural laws. What have you decided is natural exactly? And just because we settled that there has to be a logical necessity of creator.
He's given up on you, Pete.
That's nothing to say about
I'm
the stories
trying
in the
to
Bible.
pick up the tail end.
Any potential son of the creator.
I'm trying to pick up the tail end of the conversation because he's now given up on you, clearly. And rather than just have dead air, I'm trying to pick up the conversation. But in terms of infinite regress...
let me discuss it with you, Nathan, then.
Well, I just don't want there to be dead air, and I've got 5 minutes or so left on my after show. So, you know, I'm going to keep the conversation going.
Let me discuss it with you, Nathan. Right, let me and you discuss this question then. Do you think Jesus could have been a literary creation?
Literary?
As a greater truth.
Literary?
Yeah. So, yeah, a fictional creation, a literary creation, and they're a story told, but behind the story there's greater truth, which is more pertinent to the natural world and ultimately to ourselves as well. Is this a possibility for you, or do you take the literal interpretation of things?
If you're asking me personally, I think there's enough historic evidence to demonstrate that it was a person that existed.
Okay. Okay, Martin Leakey would disagree with you, and I would as well. But that's okay. Whether the man or not existed, then what is attributed to the man, these are the things that come up for question. My own point of view is it's a literary creation, just like the dodo, to transmit greater truths. And once we get lost in the literal, well, we lose the ultimate point in terms of how it does actually apply to us. Jesus is within us, and Jesus is also the Son, which is without. So there's this intimate connection being created, and all things are connected. And that's one of the many things I have said to you on numerous occasions, that we have to sort of consider things as a whole here, the Earth system as a whole, I think, if we want to make progress in terms of our personal thinking.
Fine. In terms of words and their meanings, you're good at pulling apart the words and the meanings. So infinite regress. What are those 2 words? What is the interpretation you put on those 2 words?
Yeah, I understand that, and If there's no hurry on me to answer, I sort of bring up an interesting question myself, and it'll answer in a certain way. I say, how
question for crying
if you
out
had the,
loud.
So listen to this. Listen to this.
Listen to your nonsense. You just drone on about absolutely nothing.
Well, I ask you, hang on, John.
This question.
Now, Nathan, can you correct your friend, please? Can you please correct your friend? If he did that to you, Nathan, there would be shit against the wall.
Sorry, do you think John doesn't do that to me occasionally? Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever.
Listen, my question is how
Answer Nathan's question.
So what does infinite
have
regress
the sharpest razor you can conjure? How often can you cut a drop of water?
Clown show. Hello, McFly. Answer Nathan's question.
My question was, I was answering. Remember, I said if I had a little bit of time. And the minute I said 2 words, this lager coming from the side. So
you fucking clown.
So how much can he cut a drop of water in half before it stops being water? That's an infinite. For me, that's an infinite regress. You can never get. You can never cut it in half.
Question. Answers question. Answers question. Answers question. Answers question.
Oh, come on, no rumpusing.
So. What do you reckon about 9/11, John?
Answer his question.
Hold on, John. John, come on, hold on. Right, Pete.
Anyway,
or in the chat, right? Typically, I see you taking a word and pulling it apart and saying this part of the word means this and this part of the word means that, and I just want you to do that with infinite regress, but separately.
Okay, I was
the two
answering.
words.
Okay, so I was answering by giving you a visual, first of all, by cutting the water droplet. But now when we talk about the words themselves, so regress as opposed to progress, right? So it's going inwards instead of outwards, or in a negative way as opposed to a positive way, right? So something that is eternal. It's like looking into a wormhole, that it goes on forever and ever and ever, and there's no destination, there's no finality to it. When we talk about infinite, that's a different matter. We'll notice that the infinite sign for infinity is the 8 on its side, and the 8 is the twisted 0. What the 0 represents is the uncountable or the immaterial. So God is immaterial, right? And we are actually immaterial once we leave our human form here. The core of us is immaterial. We have entered into the material, matter, IL, or the heliocentric model is another sort of delving into just a purely materialistic world. So when we talk about infinite, we are talking about infinite in terms of the material world. Whereas infinite has no meaning in the immaterial world.
What does it is?
So that would be
mean,
my answer to that.
Define
that
is.
would be my answer to that.
Let's hear your encyclopedic drivel on is.
You know when you went.
A bad answer considering I was under pressure because the fucking hound dog was
but you're not breaking up.
And jump over the fence
Pete.
to the side.
You know, in infinite, let's use the way you say words. So if you're to break it up as infinite, what does that mean? Hopefully that'll work.
So if we look in fin, fin is the end, right? In French, in fin, I-T-E. Now, I'm only considering this for the first time now. I definitely have considered the symbology and the signs and what the literal meaning of infinite is, as opposed to looking at the words. But now thinking about it, in fin, right? In the end, okay, well, when I think about it, anytime you hear the word it, we think of time, and time is an anagram of me, it. When we look at a word like the whole E, spirit, we're encouraged to sort of make these connections. So I'm thinking in a different sense. I'll have to get back to you on that, Nathan. Off the top of my head, that's my answer. And with infinite regression as opposed to progression, well, yeah, that's my breakdown for the minute. I understand the concept, of course. I understand the concept.
Man. Seriously.
Did anyone understand that?
No.
Infinite, finite.
Okay,
finite, of course, we know that. If you want me to break down the meaning, that's a different thing.
Pete,
you're asking me to break down the words.
I want you to shut up temporarily. He won't, though. He'll go on indefinitely. I'm sure chocolate.
I'm done. Go on, off you go. I'm done.
You're being a baller asshole when you do things like that, Pete. I'm in the middle of talking and you say, I'm done, go on, go on, go on. Yeah, that's being an asshole. It means shut up while I'm in the middle of a breath. Chocolate, I heard Piper.
No, no, hang on, Nathan.
Yeah,
one second,
so that's
please.
what he
You
does
haven't got
while I try and get the same
you haven't
statement
got
out again.
The Hangouts and
shut this asshole up. Right. The question on the table was, did anybody understand that complete and utter nonsense? I heard Chocolate in the midst of it. Maybe he'll be saying yes.
No.
breakdown of it, Nathan. On the spot, off you go.
Oh my God.
Nathan Oakley.
Pete, the problem is all those words you use, you didn't say anything. Bunch of words, you didn't say anything.
Anyone else? Break down the
what
words.
does infinite regression mean to you? It's a simple question.
Okay, well, I just explained it. And it might be a simple question, but it's not a simple concept to understand, right? You have to use words to try to put across the meaning. And I tried to do that, except I was interrupted at every hand turn. And if I spoke together, I would speak for about 3 minutes.
I'm going to interrupt you. I'm tired of listening to you.
All you get
I'm
is
tired of listening to your mouth.
from-
I'm sick of listening to your mouth. I'm done with it, right? Go play in a sandbox somewhere and talk to the trees, because we're not listening to your shit anymore.
The bugger. He's pulling baller tactics. I had to pop the whole line on mute to shut him up. But when I asked Chocolate to talk and pointed out that you don't have to talk over me saying, on you go, I give you permission to talk, which essentially the process of doing that cuts my mic.
Right.
And Pete knows that full well. So I pop him on mute, ask Chocolate if he understood him. Chocolate responds. And when I take him off mute, what he's saying that I've had to mute so that I can be heard is, on you go on, yeah, I'll give you permission. Yep. That's what he said when I unmuted him. You're like, you complete bastard. Anyway, that's going to be my chance to round out, unless you want to add something, Chocolate, John, either of you. I had to Discord server mute, so...
I don't know what to say. I can't believe I had to endure that. I don't wish that on anybody.
well, I'm in concurrence with John.
You're in concurrence, did you say, with John?
In concurrence, yes.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll find out from the chat comments in the Nathan Oakley 1980 live or premiering stream chat thread whether or not that was enjoyable. We shall see from the commenters, but with that I will say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who did join us in the Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream, and of course a massive thank you to all of today's Google Plus Hangouts on air and Discord servers for making this debate possible. If you need to keep yourself occupied after the stream is over, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!